In an unexpected twist, Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger have all agreed to join BRICS. Since leaving the West African Economic Association, ECOWAS, and expelling French armies from their borders, they have gained the capacity to make independent decisions that benefit their countries without being hampered by external factors. Recent reports from Burkina Faso indicate that terrorism has declined dramatically after the country severed ties with France. Furthermore, since cutting ties with France, Niger's economy has grown at the quickest rate in Africa. Last night, I spent a significant amount of time researching the current revolutionary scenario in these African countries to understand their new leaders and their goals better after their relations with Western countries were severed. I was quite astounded by my results. This is where Russia and the BRICS come into play. The possible engagement of Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso in BRICS with Russian aid is very interesting. These countries' transition away from Western dominance and alignment with alternative geopolitical blocs, such as BRICS, might significantly change their economic and political environments. By distancing themselves from Western powers, these countries hope to form new alliances that are consistent with their development objectives and sovereignty. The decrease in terrorism observed in Burkina Faso, combined with Niger's economic progress, implies that these efforts are starting to pay off. Engagement with BRICS could open up new possibilities for economic development, trade, and investment, lessening these countries' reliance on Western aid and influence. Furthermore, Russia's involvement has the potential to provide strategic military and political support, further stabilizing these countries and assisting them in achieving their goals. To provide a better understanding, let me start at the beginning. It is no secret that the BRICS are on track to abolish the U.S. currency from all global trade and transactions by the end of 2024. The bloc intends to emphasize local currencies above the U.S. dollar to strengthen its respective economies and enterprises. The coalition is also persuading other developing countries to follow suit and settle cross-border payments in their indigenous currencies. This policy is expected to increase the value and stability of these countries' currencies, making them much stronger against the dollar. By adopting local currencies for international commerce, BRICS countries hope to lessen their reliance on the U.S. dollar, minimizing the impact of U.S. monetary policy on their economy. This initiative has the potential to increase developing nations' economic growth and lead them to higher wealth. The complete execution of this program is expected to have a considerable impact on the value of the U.S. dollar, potentially leading to a substantial decrease. Such a fall could have far-reaching consequences for the United States' geopolitical and economic power on the international scene. Some experts have compared this prospective shift to a devastating blow to the United States, raising fears in the United States and the European Union about the broader implications. Furthermore, there are continuous discussions about various countries' participation in the BRICS group and the potential impact on their economy. There are concerns regarding whether Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger will opt to join BRICS and how that decision will materialize. If these countries join BRICS, they may gain better economic links and enhance political backing from the group. As we all know, the West African countries of Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger contain vast amounts of rich minerals that play an important part in the expanding global economy. Burkina Faso is Africa's fourth largest gold producer, accounting for a major portion of the continent's output. Mali, on the other hand, recorded an impressive gold production of 66.2 tons in 2022, cementing its place as a major player in the world gold market. Meanwhile, Niger is the world's seventh largest uranium producer, with highly sought-after high-grade ore. Gold is becoming acknowledged as a dependable store of wealth in a world that is shifting away from its reliance on the U.S. dollar. Gold's strategic relevance is increasing as countries and investors seek safe havens for their riches in the face of global economic uncertainty. Burkina Faso and Mali's considerable gold reserves provide an opportunity to use this asset to promote economic stability and growth. Uranium, on the other hand, is poised to meet the expanding worldwide demand for clean energy via nuclear power. As the globe swings towards sustainable energy options to battle climate change, Niger's uranium reserves become increasingly important. Niger's high-grade uranium ore is critical for nuclear power facilities, which are widely viewed as a feasible option for lowering carbon emissions and providing a consistent source of clean energy. Recent diplomatic interactions highlight the geopolitical significance of these mineral riches. On January 29, 2024, Niger's Prime Minister, Ali Lamine Zaine, enthusiastically welcomed a large group from the BRICS group. This gathering shows the BRICS nations' rising interest in West Africa's mineral richness, as well as its potential role in supporting regional economic development and strategic collaborations. The participation of BRICS could result in higher investments in mining infrastructure, technological transfer, and improved market access for these countries' mineral exports. This high-profile conference demonstrates the BRICS countries' rising interest in and commitment to Niger, a landlocked country with enormous natural resources. The discussions focused on the strengthening of economic and trade links between Niger and the BRICS member countries, which are Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. A special focus was potential collaborations in the mining, agriculture, energy, and transportation infrastructure sectors. Niger is keen on improving its transportation infrastructure, recognizing its critical role in fueling economic growth. The BRICS, known for their expertise and large resources in this field, are well-positioned to play a critical role in Niger's infrastructure development. Improving transportation infrastructure is critical for landlocked countries like Niger to facilitate trade, increase connectivity, and boost overall economic development. Currently, Niger, Burkina Faso, and Mali have created an alliance known as the AES, or Alliance of Sahel States, which gives them the appearance of being one entity. Given their close political and economic links, Burkina Faso and Mali are likely to join BRICS if Niger does. The admission of these countries into the BRICS might significantly accelerate their economic development through higher investments, technology transfer, and improved trade links. On January 28, 2024, Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger's military chiefs made a momentous statement about their country's membership in ECOWAS, the West African Economic Association. They announced their decision to resign from the regional bloc, signifying a turn toward creating new alliances that better reflect their national interests and development objectives. This approach demonstrates their desire for increased autonomy and strategic collaborations that can provide significant economic rewards while also preserving their sovereignty. West Africa's geopolitical and economic environment could be transformed if these countries join BRICS. Because of what they saw as harsh sanctions imposed by ECOWAS following the coups that brought them to power, the leaders of Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger all aired a joint statement on public television in their respective nations. The statement proclaimed their decision to withdraw from ECOWAS, assuming full control over the situation. They accused ECOWAS of departing from the noble objectives of its founding fathers and the principles of Pan-Africanism, which the bloc had supported for nearly 50 years. The leaders said that ECOWAS, under external pressure, had deviated from its mandate of ensuring the well-being of its member states and their inhabitants. In reaction to this news, ECOWAS released a statement stating that it had not received formal notification of the three countries' decision to leave the Union. ECOWAS noted that their protocol includes a withdrawal process that can take up to a year to complete. The bloc emphasized the importance of Burkina Faso, Niger, and Mali in the community, and reaffirmed its commitment to finding a negotiated solution to the ongoing political issues. ECOWAS, a 15-nation bloc created in 1975, has long been regarded as West Africa's leading political and regional authority. However, the organization has encountered serious credibility issues in recent years. This was especially visible during the Niger crisis in 2023, when President Mohamed Bazoum was deposed in a coup that had significant support from Niger's populace. Instead of meticulously examining all viable political channels to overcome the deadlock, ECOWAS appeared to mimic the imperialistic and confrontational demands of colonial powers, which aggravated tensions and exhibited a lack of sensitivity to the local population's desires. Only after Russia and other states such as Mali and Burkina Faso threatened retaliation did ECOWAS withdraw its ambitions to intervene militarily in Niger. Following these events, former French colonies quickly ended their military alliances with France and withdrew from existing colonial treaties with European countries, instead turning to Russia for assistance. Following the adoption of the Lipta-Kogourma Charter in 2023, the three Sahel nations formed the AES through a mutual defense pact. The charter, named after the historical region of Lipta-Kogourma, was widely covered in the media. The three countries claimed that ECOWAS remained idle while terrorists working under Western-backed regimes massacred their citizens regularly. They said that their takeover of power originated from their incapacity to watch their people's unending and unnecessary suffering and loss of life as a result of preventable terrorist operations, which they claimed were beneficial to the West. They accused the West of showing sympathy for terrorists and questioned its commitment to combating terrorism. They also voiced surprise at ECOWAS's sudden outspoken attitude and application of sanctions targeted at damaging their countrymen, implying that this response was solely due to requests from France, Europe, and America. They found this posture intolerable, implying that it was unable to protect their interests within ECOWAS due to the West's dominating influence over the regional bloc. As a result, they announced their decision to permanently resign from ECOWAS. Regarding the distinction between this pact and the Military Cooperation Pact signed by Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso months ago in response to ECOWAS threats, Mali's defense minister told journalists that the new alliance will be a combination of military and economic efforts by the three countries. He reiterated that their top objective is to combat terrorism in all three countries. Moving forward, Russia has made huge investments in Mali and Burkina Faso, resulting in significant geopolitical upheavals in the region, including the expulsion of French soldiers from Mali in 2022 and the removal of UN personnel in 2023. Burkina Faso has followed suit, and Niger has taken similar measures. Russia has a considerable presence in Mali and Burkina Faso, with both military and commercial components. Even in Niger, Russia has to provide military and economic help, including the deployment of Wagner Group personnel through Mali, as the country has grown into a key Russian ally in the Sahel. However, Russia's help for Niger pales in comparison to its massive existing infrastructure and influence in Mali and Burkina Faso. Moscow has consequently urged all three nations to cooperate, forging a symbiotic partnership in which any military and economic activities driven or funded by Russia in Mali and Burkina Faso would help Niger. French military officers who had access to critical information on the ground in Mali and Niger before their departure affected the decision to leave, despite remaining mute. The latest agreement will oblige them to acknowledge and resolve the causes that prompted their withdrawal. Russia's strong military involvement in the Sahel region, particularly in Mali and Niger, has been granted full operating freedom in Niger, as it has in Mali. This includes the direct transfer of certain military equipment from Russia to Niger, which avoids the previous route through Mali. As a result, Russia now has equivalent access to Niger as it has to Mali and Burkina Faso, thereby reinforcing the Sahel Trinity. As BRICS charts a new economic route for its member states to replace prevailing Western economic models, the emerging Sahel region is expected to eventually align with the BRICS economic framework. As a result, there may be less reliance on institutions like ECOWAS, the African Union, and other regional blocs that have traditionally served the interests of the Western world. This transition occurs while the once dominant Western influence on the continent looks to be waning, signaling a substantial shift in the region's geopolitical and economic landscapes. In any event, we would welcome your feedback on this matter. If you enjoy our material, we invite you to subscribe, like, and share. Additionally, we appreciate your feedback in the space below.